49-year-old George Marco has a lot to celebrate tonight. The Second World War veteran just finished his final lap of a 100-kilometer mission. Marco has been doing laps around his Ontario seniors residence since April. It's his way of raising money to fight COVID-19. But he's still a little short of his goal to raise $100,000, so he plans to keep doing laps until he reaches his target. He is one of tens of millions of people who took part in the Second World War. The global conflict lasted 6 years, and it was the most destructive and deadliest in history. That war impacted virtually every part of the world, including Canada. It formally ended 75 years ago today, though as Eric Sorensen explains, it sparked changes that remain to this day.
From the rise of Hitler to the attack on Pearl Harbor, it was war that spanned the globe. It saw cities and civilians firebombed. It produced genocide. It introduced nuclear annihilation. More than 70 million people were killed, about 4% of the entire world. Canada was deeply affected. Close to 100,000 were killed or wounded, more than 1 million served in the forces, and countless more helped the war effort on farms, in factories, and in fundraising.
Canada fought around the world. We fought in the Far East. We fought in Hong Kong. We fought in Sicily and Italy.
In his book, The Fight for History, Tim Cook says Canada's role has not been adequately chronicled.
Over the years, we forgot about our contribution, our service, and our sacrifice. We didn't do a good job in telling our stories.
The formal end of the war, the signing of surrender documents by Japan 75 years ago, set off enormous and enduring change worldwide, for better or worse. The creation of the United Nations, it was hoped, would bring countries together to resolve differences. But new boundaries sparked the Cold War and ongoing conflicts ever since.
This titanic conflict that forever changed the world that we live in, that saw the rise of superpowers, saw the Cold War, saw the decolonization of many empires. That war is still with us today.
Canada emerged from the war with stronger ties to the economy and the military of the United States. But we also forged a Canadian path forward in peacekeeping and as an influential power in international trade and diplomacy. And at home, emphasis on social inclusion, from pensions for returning veterans to strengthening public education and ultimately universal health insurance.
The war stimulated government intervention into the lives of Canadians. There was the baby bonus. There was increased urbanization. There was industrialization. We began to step out onto the world stage, that we saw ourselves as part of the world community and a force for good, of which we were.
Canada's population today is triple what it was in 1945, spurred by immigration, a country that has come of age, striving to be a prosperous and multicultural model to the world. Eric Sorensen, Global News, Toronto.
Whether reporting news from the field or anchoring it from the studio,
this is the first trade war.
She's been a trusted Canadian storyteller for more than 20 years. Global National with Robin Gill. Weekends on Global.